Imagine living in a small crowded place and being displayed to millions of people each year for entertainment. I'm sure a lot of you have gone to the zoos before and very much enjoyed the sceneries of animals. I've gone to the zoos numerous times, but for my own excitement, but never thought about how the captive animals might feel. All zoos should be closed down due to terrible treatments. Animals that are kept in confinement undergo behavior problems, and lastly, animals that are caught from the wild are put in bad living conditions. Many people would argue that zoos are around to keep them from becoming extinct, but in fact, it is about the opposite. According to Millman of the Garden News and Media, in 2005, the World Association of Zoos and Aquariums was caught making animals perform dangerous tricks, abusing them, and calling that practice highest standard of animal welfare. Millman also states that in November, an zookeeper at Mysore Zoo in India was recorded abusing an elephant and forcing dolphins to jump through flaming hoops for tricks. Not only are animals treated horrible, they also undergo behavior problems over time. The fact that zoo animals basically live on a set schedule every day, governed by the zookeepers, make them adapt to behavior problems. They are let out at a certain time, fed at a certain time, and then placed back away when it's time to close. Just imagine having to wake up at a certain time every day, just have people watch you sit in an enclosure with nothing to do, besides the things you've already been doing. If you were the animal, you'd find something different to do every day, but of course you can't, because you are limited to what you do with the space that humans have provided. That is when they adapt to abnormal repetitive behavior. That means behaviors that are repetitive that is demonstrated by animals held captive. Well, how do we know that they have adapted to these behaviors? It's obvious, actually. According to Colgoni, pacing and circling is a sign of abnormal behavior. An example of an animal that might do that would be large cats and lions, and cheetahs. Rocking back and forth, holding legs, is most common in apes. If you were in their place, what would you do if you lived on a set schedule? On top of that, you also live in horrible conditions. Zoo animals live in terrible conditions due to the space that we can only provide them. No matter where the zoo is located in the world, they will never provide enough sufficient space for their zoos animals. As an example, according to Blythe of the article Space, How Much is Enough? A wild elephant's home can range up to 11,000 square miles. A typical zoo can only provide about 2 or 3 acres. That is a major difference here. Living in a limited space, an animal meant to travel freely for hundreds of miles can only do so much. Another example would be lions. According to Max Wien, among carnivores, these species that are naturally wide-ranging showed the most evidence of stress and psychological dysfunction in captivity. So basically, these type of animals that have the need to feed, that have the need to hunt, is being prevented from them because they're being held captive, and which prevents them from doing what they would naturally do. Overall, zoos are immoral. In today's society, we keep zoos open for entertainment. No one knows what is happening behind closed doors. As humans, until we are in their situation, we will never know how they feel. Just imagine being held hostage. That's essentially the same thing. Just imagine having to use a bathroom in front of hundreds of people behind a 4-inch glass wall. They have no choice. Zoos should be closed down. Animals are treated horrible, they adapt to behavior problems, and zoos do not provide enough space for their captive animals. Thank you.